Oh baby, we're in for a special one now. It's finally time to talk about 8 Crazy Nights. This magnificent film has been a part of my life for as long as I can remember. 2023 to be exact. My friends and I decided to watch it together for the holiday season, and I can't even tell you why. I guess because we love bad movies? We enjoy suffering together? It was for one of our weekly mass masochism events where we see what delicious garbage Tubi has in store for us. Whatever the reason, we were simply dumbfounded by this terrible, unfunny, tonally confused, emotionally manipulative, deeply insincere piece of holiday horror that actively pissed us off with how good the animation was. As if a piece of shit on this caliber deserved it. The only thing we unanimously enjoyed was this bit in one of the last songs where they go, bum biddy 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 bum bum. Honestly, I would put that in my top 5 favorite Adam Sandler movie scenes. I know that sounds crazy, but it is seriously one of the most hypnotic and addicting things to rewatch. Look at the way these guys move when they do the bum biddy 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 bum. God, I love 2D animation. That wasn't even sarcastic. This movie, and this scene in particular, just look really good. Anyway, the years went on, and you'd think I would have forgotten about old 8 Crazy Nights by now. It was an odd experiment by Sandler's standards. His only animated film for adults that felt the need to justify that status by being even cruder than his usual fare. One of the most unlikable protagonists he's ever played, a veritable buttload of toilet humor, a man gets covered in shit and then frozen solid with the shit, and then deer show up and they eat the shit, and later they poop. And later they poop shit, and you can see their little buttholes. This is one of the only dedicated Hanukkah movies that exists. Isn't that so great? But here's the thing. Watching so many other terrible Sandler films that are simultaneously abysmal and disposable has given me a newfound twisted appreciation for 8 Crazy Nights. It's bad, don't get me wrong. I don't think it's ever gonna stop being bad for me. But I've started to grow a Shark Tale-like fondness for it. There simply is nothing else like it on this list or in general. It's a movie with such an unfathomable level of misguided effort put into it that I truly cannot help but admire it. It's insufferable, but it's my kind of insufferable, baby. Like, okay, Davey is one of the worst Adam Sandler characters. Acting like an obnoxious twat to everyone because your parents died 20 years ago is insane. And I'm not even rooting for him to turn his life around or get with the woman he has zero chemistry with. But, and hear me out on this, I actually kind of love Whitey. No, seriously. He's just such a genuine guy and a true underdog that I really did want to see him get that patch and earn recognition from the town. I know so many people consider the voice Adam Sandler does for Whitey to be incredibly annoying, but I don't know. I find it hilarious. It works for me. He's annoying in the same way Hootie is annoying, where the humor derived from that awful voice is enough to make me genuinely enjoy hearing it. And now I must go on a minor tangent and address the heinous words of a Mr. Douglas J. Walker. I don't know if Jay is his middle name, actually. I've had some harsh words to say about Doug in the past, but nowadays, I definitely don't vehemently hate him as much as I did a few years ago. But this motherfucker has the gall to say that Whitey is annoying and that Eleanor should have been the character that Davey interacted with throughout the movie. Eleanor is fine and all, and it's impressive how much Sandler disappears into the role with her. But she's essentially a one-joke character. She's kinda ugly. She lost her wig. That's it. Whitey is a pure-hearted individual with depth and dramaturgic range worthy of the finest Shakespearean stories. And I'm sorry you don't have the capacity in your cold, shriveled heart to acknowledge his brilliance, Douglas. I would put Whitey in the conversation for one of the finest written characters in the 21st century. Right alongside Jason Momoa as Aquaman and the original Star Walker. Truly magnificent stuff. Unfortunately, the movie decides to stake its emotional core on the shithead main character, which is a great segue into the fact that this movie cannot take itself seriously for one goddamn second. Every time it flirts with the idea of being sincere for a change, it decides to throw in a shitty joke, because we can't alienate the edgy 13-year-olds this was made for. There's an entire song where Davey and his love interest sing about the relationship they had as kids, but then you got Whitey singing some other shit that's meant to be funny. It's not. The big emotional moment where Davey reads the card his parents got him before they died is preceded by a musical number from all these random mall mascots. They tried to be funny. Wow, that doesn't ruin the tone at all. Also, no, these are not instances of paid product placements. They put all these brands in the movie without permission initially. That's funnier than any joke in the actual film. Even in animated form, we can't escape racial stereotype Rob Schneider. Great. Also, look. Fat people are funny. That guy has a sweaty jockstrap because he's fat. This kid should wear a bra because he's fat. This movie is annoying. Not you, Whitey, you're perfect, I love you. How are the songs? Musically, they're actually pretty solid, but most of them are thoroughly ruined by having the most intentionally juvenile and embarrassing lyrics. With that said, I do kinda like two of them. The song towards the end with the bum bitty 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 bum bum, that one's obviously a keeper. But the other one that I think functions really well as a show tune is Technical Foul. The lyrics are still crude, but they feel motivated by the story and characters to be that way. They're decently imaginative, and I like the rapport Davey has with Whitey and Eleanor, as well as the counterpoint they have in that one part. The instruments are great too. It's just a pretty good and catchy song, honestly. It's seriously so annoying that this movie has way better songs than Leo. That's the thing about 8 Crazy Nights. Its most positive attributes kinda get on my nerves, because it just feels like a waste. Why is the movie like this? Why can't it just have the unironic sincerity of something like The Wedding Singer or Big Daddy, without the need to be smarmy and cynical and crass all the time? It's a prime example of what I like to call adult animation insecurity, or AAI. Hey, that's also the acronym for Ace Attorney Investigations. That's cool. Anyway, AAI is when an animated thing needs so desperately to not be seen as for kids that it goes overboard on the crude themes. Notice I didn't say the adult themes, because I wouldn't really call 8 Crazy Nights adult animation. Angel's Egg is adult animation. Anomalisa is adult animation. 8 Crazy Nights is a movie for 12-year-olds who think being an adult means laughing at deer eating shit. I kinda hate this movie, but with that said, it's amazing and I love it. A Hanukkah classic, and I will be watching it on a yearly basis forever. Just like Shark Tale, Freebirds, and Romeo and Juliet Sealed with a Kiss. Oh, who am I kidding? I watch Romeo and Juliet Sealed with a Kiss at least twice a year.